Davening takeaway, Torah Ohr, Daf 117. In this Daf, the Mimer continues the theme of how Hashem in his highest levels comes down into the lowest levels into this world and even the gullus of this world in order for a great elevation. And describing here a similar process with the idea of Hashem, with the breaking of the vessels in the high world of Tohu and enlivening this world with these sparks in what's known as Klipas Noga, and our ability, for instance, in eating and drinking, and then taking the energy from that and davening, this Shemona Esrei, saying Shema with Mesiras Nefesh. By doing that, we are able then to elevate those sparks back up. And the question is raised: how is that possible? What is the process that allows us to do that? And so he goes and explains that it's hinted at in the second blessing of the Shemona Esrei, or any Amida, where it says, and this translating into English here, says, "You are forever, or mighty forever, my Lord. You resurrect the dead. You are powerful to save." Hebrew, Ato Giber La'elam Adni Mechaya Misim Ato Rav Laheshia. And so the Rabbi is explaining that this blessing is hinting at the process by which we can accomplish this tremendous elevation from the sparks that fell low. It says that you, Hashem, Atah is reflecting in the highest level of Hashem, where that doesn't have an even name, it's just you, the essence of Hashem. You are a Gibor. Gibor Leolam Adni. Adni is reflecting on the level of Malchus, the idea that it's this aspect that then brings about the multitudinous diversity into this world. And it's through the aspect of Gibor. Gibor, or Gvura, the idea of power or strength. It takes that power or strength to be able to draw these things down as low as they are and split them into the diversity that it is. And it's that power is known as Gvura. And so it's that power then that makes that happen. Mechaya Misim Ata, that you, this highest level of Hashem, you, by this process, then bring about an enlivening of the dead. The Mimer explains that death, or the dead ones, are those sparks, those very holy sparks that ended up coming so low that they were enclosed into klipa. The type of klipa we can deal with is called klipas noga. It is still a klipa. It's still a put in a form of impurity. It's encased in it that we have to now release and allow it to go back up. And so we, through this Hashem's process of bringing it all the way down, in that process, we find that the ability to mechaya the mesim, to re-enliven these dead things, which means allowing it to soar back up high and express itself in the godliness that it is and it came from. And the final little step here that describes how that can possibly happen is Rav Lahoshia. Rav, which means many. There's different kinds of saying many. There's Rav and there's Ribui and Rabos, plural, or Rabim, also plural, but it chose Rav. So even though there is a multitudinous, there is a unity. It's said in the singular tense. The Mimer says that since it's a singular tense, this implies that there becomes a unity and a oneness pulled from all these diverse elements back into a single combined unit. And that process, the ability to make that happen, that Hashem introduces into the world, then has its the Hoshia, that to save, salvation, to save these sparks and re-elevate them. And so we have, and we see another thing that the Mimer explains that reflects in the similar kind of thing in the after Baruch Hu, when we say Ma Rabu Masecha Hashem, Kulam Chachma Asisa, that that Hashem, your multitudinous, your diversity is amazing throughout all the different kinds of creations there are, physical and spiritual. And there it does talk about Ribui, Ma Rabu, it's a plural. However, that plurality that comes out originally started from a level of Chachma. Chachma is the pristine aspect of an intellectual process that has not even broken into the letters of expression yet. It's just there. And so it can't get expressed the same way, say, Bina, which it uses Osius is. And so at that level, where it came from does have that source where it's not a diverse aspect and it's brought into diversity. And so since there's that element of unity in that diversity, then it's reflected again on that second blessed, that Rav, it's singular, to bring about the ability to create salvation. And how is that possible? How does that process happen? Through our avodah with it. That it comes down, we utilize it from the inanimate, the plant and animal domains, and we then use that nourishment to say and proclaim with Mesiras Nefesh Hashem's oneness. That then allows it to soar and reunite into the holy aspects, enlivening the dead, returning it back to its source above. And so we see then the process of a jump, a tremendous jump, not just a step by step down into this world, into the klipas, and then by this process that we do, which Hashem has set up the mechanics for, we then shoot it high, not step by step, but send it back into its very high level.